One Piece, Chapter 1165, Echo. We have Law and Beppo just chilling in heaven after they died, fighting Blackbeard. No, that didn't happen, but still, very funny that we just see them in this heavenly area. Very, very cute. Beppo peacefully sleeping using Zeus as a pillow cover request by Machi and Takashi. Here we go. So now we have Rox saying, please kill me, using the voice of all things going into Roger and Garp's mind. You hear that too? Yeah. Please kill me. We have Rox going straight for the attack against Roger and Garp. His words, the way he's acting, that look on his face, Roger giving this real cool glare of like understanding what's happening with Rox, right? And then we have sword clashing, Roger and Rox sword clashing with Garp jumping up ready to do a strike. None of it adds up. So we have Roger still kind of figuring out what the heck is going on right now. He cannot process this. Garp ready, smacks Rox right in the nose. Hockey armament in the nose. Damn. Oh, dude, this is such a cool panel. The side by side like this. Rox slides back. Rox pops both of them back. Garp and Roger fling back, and we have this awesome frame of like almost all the pressure that Rox was feeling. You can see that with how claustrophobic his panel is compared to Garp and Roger being flung against the walls. And we see that the sky is beginning to split because of how powerful Rox is. Incredible. And we have Kyo here. He's like, hey, let's just steal the ship and get off this island. And was like, hey, what about Rox's ship? He's like, dumbass, no one's going back. He's like, all right, this is it. The team is like, okay, the Rox crew is no more. Fend for ourselves. Let's get the hell out of here. Shiki kind of shouting too excitedly though that he's like, the Rox Fire Team history. He's so happy, man. He's got the, and he's still carrying that treasure, right? He's still got the treasure, still booking it out of here. We have the Marines contacting Garp. They're like, hey, can you repeat that? He's like, I said, get every survivor and Marine you can aboard that ship and cast off immediately. Garp is like, there is no hope for this island. Get off now. And he says every survivor, right? So that includes members of the D-Clan as well. They're like, you just get everyone off here. And then Roger's crew is like, hey, yo, Roger, what's going on? Roger, same thing. Get underway this instant. Rayleigh's group is aboard. Wait for me at sea. This is getting serious. And then both of them going, I'll make it back for sure, as they are talking through the Denden Mushi. They are ready. They are committed to surviving. Love this panel. Dude, this is so cool, man. They both fling off their coats and are ready to fight. Roger and Rox and Roger, I came to this island to catch the pair of you, but look how things panned out. Well, all I wanted was to save Shocky, grab some treasure, and bail. So they're here like, we're gonna meet you out at sea, but we don't know if we're gonna come back. This battle is way too strong. And then Roger is like, hey, you wanna call a temporary truce? Garp's like, can't say I'm thrilled with that idea, but we can't just leave him be. Rox goes in for the strike against Garp. Garp flings himself behind. So Roger goes underneath Rox, turns around, slashes him in the back. And then Garp grabs his foot. This form, this curse. Can't we undo it somehow? And then we see Garp fling Rox up against the mountain. We have Roger going in for another strike. He's like, wake up, strikes, and we see Hockey just firing off, and they're fighting at the base of the mountain. So we are about to see another mountain collapse at this point. We cut over back to Rayleigh and Shocky. Gloriosa's there with Gyaban. You listening, Kaido? Consider this a lifelong debt. You'll pay me back one day. Mark my words. Don't be stupid. You lost fair and square, Linlin. Now, watch. I'm gonna start a crew where brutality is the only law. All right, so we have the kind of the make good, right? Of like, yes, Big Mom is still like, hey, you have a lifelong debt to me. You stole this devil fruit from me. I love this. One day I'll come to collect what you owe. And he says, I'll crush you when that time comes. Very, very wonderful. Love to see that. We cut back over to rocks just destroying Roger and Garp. They are being flung up against these rocks here, breaking everything apart. We have Whitebeard watching. You broke the mountain, didn't you, Newgate? Who are you? The name's Graham. Oh my god. Okay. Captain of the Polo Pirates, Polo Graham. We are learning about Marco's father. Holy. He's like, I'm a big fan. You need a ship, right? Let's join forces. Buzz off. Don't get in my way. And then we have Stussy going like, where the hell's Newgate? We see Gilbastar. Happy as can be. So happy. And then, as if Oda was just telling us that this is, if we're on Thriller Bark, we have a character that looks like Perona's ghosts. Ganzui, we have Gilbastar, we have Captain John, and now Perona's ghost. All of these are on Thriller Bark. What is going on? Insane panel. And then now we cut over to a marine ship. He's like, calm down, Dragon. What do you think you're doing? Dragon taking over the marine ship. He's like, me? What about you? Do you condone this? Dragon is like, I can't. This is unacceptable. Bring those survivors aboard. We're saving them. So right now we have Dragon commandeering the marine ship to save the remaining D members and survivors that are on this island. And if anyone's got a problem with that, I'll execute them. This won't end well for you, Dragon. Bring it on. All right, cool. So now we have Dragon kind of commandeering the ship, making sure that, hey, I am going to rescue all of these people, as many as I can. I don't care what happens to me afterwards, as long as we can save these people. Absolutely selfless. So such a good character, man. All right, we have Gibbon and Rayleigh leaving the ship going, hey, don't just sail off. We need to go help out Roger. What the heck? A world government ship is leaving. Says that island never existed. Is that clear? Okay, we might be Leluciaing this now. Oh no. This panel of Saint J is so freaky. At the same time, didn't Emu take over Saint J? So what maybe appears to be is that Emu swapped places or something. Like, why is Saint J in a Saint J form? Or if it's the case that, like, while fighting rocks, Emu was like, I'm booking it, and got Saint J out. Like, this is very curious. The records kept by G11 in CP6 concerning the top secret level S special mission on God Valley are sparse. The names of the participants of the human hunt were purged. Little is recorded regarding the site of the incident of God Valley. Information regarding the island's whereabouts, size, and population were also purged. The number of casualties remains unknown to this day. We see the final mountain topple on God Valley. Did you know the government had ties to that black monster? Seems like an affront to justice. I'm with you there. All right, so even Roger and Garp are like, this is freaking strange. Also, specifically, they said had ties to that black monster. I don't know if it's in a previous reaction I had, but I don't think we're seeing Emu's silhouette. I legitimately think that this is Emu. Emu is the opposite. It is a devil. It's a shadow. It is not a form or a human thing. It is just darkness, right? What we are seeing is just the absence of everything. And we have Roger and Garp still unable to take down rocks, wheezing. Roger's like, if you want to leave the Navy, you should join us. Hell no. If I quit, who protects the Marines? Okay, all right. They're having like a one-to-one here. I love it. Armament Hockey can normally counter Devil Fruit abilities and I'm using Conqueror's Haki coding to boot, so there's no way my attacks aren't doing anything. He's also using Conqueror's Haki to guard himself. It's not a surprise we'd cancel each other out. If we don't overcome that, the damage won't go through. Exactly. We'll lose soon or later if we keep trading blows like this. We simply can't match a monster in a battle of attrition. So next time we use Conqueror's Haki, we should channel all of our mass into it. Yeah, don't worry about how crippling the aftermath will be. If we do that, we'll probably won't survive this. Either way, all three of us are out of commission. And if we don't land this, it is all over. Hey Rox, I don't know if there's any words that comfort you at this point. I don't even know what will happen to you, but I do know one thing. I can feel your frustration. Damn, man. And we just see Rox just sobbing, just unable to retake control over his body. Oh, we have Katsushi's Ace and Infinium Explosion. We see like a shadow, like form of Rox being shattered apart, both sides being ripped by the strikes from Roger and Garp. The world government tried their best to bury this incident in the shadows. However, the disbanded of the chaotic crew led by Rox D. Zebek would leave an undeniable echo. The Rox pirates destabilized an entire era, and the tremors of their legacy would continue to shake the world. And we see here Rox being torn apart. We see his eyes are closed, or at least the whites of his eyes have disappeared now. And we cut away from the new God Valley, absolutely destroyed, no tall mountains, and just Haki being like shaking the entire island. End of chapter 1165. I really like this chapter because we're now seeing how the Rox pirates are now becoming their own, right? We have Kaido going, I'm leaving. I'm getting my own crew. Big Mom's like, hey, you owe me a debt and I'll see you next time, right? I also love that we have Gil Bastar being happy. He's like, I got my treasure. I'm out of here. We see Perona's ghosts. I don't know if it's the father of the ghost that she's been wielding or something, but man, the Thriller Bark stuff is crazy. On top of that, the Yamato story with Moria, it's just even more crazier how everything is piecing together. How much of Moria has ties to God Valley is insane. I also love that Whitebeard is joining Marco's father's crew, which is very interesting. He's gonna be doing Polo Pirates. How fascinating. So now we're like, okay, we're understanding how Whitebeard cares for Marco. We're like, so many things are now piecing together. And we also have Gabon and Rayleigh leaving to go help Roger and Garp. So I'm very curious how all that turns out as well. Dragon also coming to terms with what he wants in society and commandeering the Marine ship to save a bunch of survivors. Very, very cool. I'm loving that we are now seeing the fruits of all the seeds that Oda has planted. Now we're seeing everything kind of connect and come together. The thing that is very interesting to me is we get a moment where Roger and Garp are like, how do we undo this? And I don't know what that is. Will they figure it out before it's too late? We see them destroying Rox in this moment that potentially could be his end. At the same time, maybe Imu releases control over Rox, knowing that like this island is forfeit. We gotta give up. Also, very strange that we have St. J here and they're establishing that God Valley is an island that no longer exists. But they're leaving the island, right? So it's not an island that they Leloucia'd. It's an island that they're just leaving to be and just wiping records clean of what occurred there. And so that is also extremely fascinating about like, what is the future of this island? And maybe that doesn't matter at all. What matters is what happened to Rox. What matters is what happened to everyone else. Where the hell was Harold in all of this? This is all things that I'm very excited to learn more about. But thank you all so much for taking time to watch me react to One Piece chapter 1165. It is so much fun. I'll see you next time. Bye, break week.